Welcome back to a new episode of the Educated and the Reckless podcast with your host Apollo P and
No Better Nina.
There we go, and we are back. I did it better than ever.
Yes, you did.
I was off a few weeks with the whole intro, but you know what?
Like every week.
But this week is different. You know why this week is different?
Why?
Because there's a different week.
Oh ho ho!
That wasn't a joke. I'm speaking facts. It's a different week.
I know. Sounded like it was supposed to be a joke.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. I have these pimples on the side of my cheek.
Let me see.
You see them?
Like two, barely. You barely see them.
I don't know. They're spontaneous. They'll grow big and they'll go small and things like that. But my skin is soft as shit though.
That's good.
That's weird, right?
Nah, it looks like it's soft.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get rid of them though. But the thing is, I'm not too pressed. The thing is, I'm not too pressed because majority of my life I had smooth skin. Mm-hmm. A lot of people went through the whole acne pimple phase.
It can happen when you're an adult. It happened to me.
Yes, I'm not really going through it. I'm not really too pressed about it because I got confidence. And this right there, I'm just looking at it and like, you know what? I'm making friends on my face.
Making friends on my face.
So, and plus, I haven't gotten... The thing is, I don't think that really hurts my whole image or anything.
Okay.
So, I'm going to think about, like, a few more months. If they don't really go away, I'm going to do the Dr. Pimple thing. And it's
No, why don't you just...
go to a dermatologist?
No, it's not that deep.
I'm not popping them.
Don't. Just leave them and just wash your face like normal. Do you use a toner after you wash your face?
What's a toner?
Like witch hazel or like just something to clear out the dirt from your pores and stuff.
I have a facial wash that I use when I take showers and things like that. And I also have this mask that I use. But the mask is not for clearing up my skin. It's more so it's for... taking away, even up my skin tone, basically. That's what it does.
Okay.
And I see my skin tone getting evened.
You know what gets rid of pimples is tea tree oil.
That's what they're telling me. And also it's good for the scalp.
I use tea tree oil on my face.
Hold on. Why? Why would tea tree oil? Does it dry out?
It dries out the pimples.
So why do people...
Don't put it all over your face. Just put it on the 3 dots. Just a small little drop and you'll be fine.
So why do people use tea tree oil for their hair?
I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't do that.
Hold on. That's fucked up. Wouldn't that dry out my scalp?
Well, don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
All right.
How much is tea tree oil?
I get it from Walmart. There's a little baby bottle it's kind of expensive. The baby bottle's $7, or you can get the jumbo one for $20.
Oh, I thought the way you were gonna say like expensive for like the baby oil. I thought it was like.
No, the baby bottle is literally like this small. I'm not joking.
Okay, and it helps.
Yeah, it helps.
All right, then I'll probably buy some.
And you put it on before bed, not during the day, just before bed.
And then I'll see what happens. I'm trying to get rid of this. I'm trying to have this silky smooth skin by wintertime.
I believe in you.
All right, so how's your week been, Nina?
Good. I've been covering TIFF for the station, so watched a few movies, pretty much been downtown. I also did Caribbean Tales Film Festival as well. Mm-hmm. Going back tomorrow to TIFF. Mm-hmm. I went to Wonderland on Sunday.
Why?
Because I wanted to go. So
what's cracking over there?
What do you mean what's cracking over there?
What's cracking at Wonderland at like the fall?
Well, I went to Wonderland. It was actually the worst fucking day to go because it was stupid windy that day.
Yeah.
We only went on 4 rides.
How long were you there for?
From we got there 2, we left at 6. We literally went on 4 rides and then we walked around the park and then that's it.
Was the park packed?
Yes, it was
packed?
Yeah. A lot of kids.
Oh.
And then, but I did get a free beaver tail because we were in line waiting for beaver tails, mm-hmm. and then the people doing beaver tails weren't taking the receipts of the people who were picking up their orders.
Yeah.
So this lady walks by me and she's like, "Here, do you want a free beaver tail?" Because the person I was with got a beaver tail, but I didn't get one because I'm on a meal plan.
So you got a free beaver tail and you ate it. So that fucked up your meal plan.
No, because I'm allowed 1 cheat dessert and 1 cheat meal. So I also went to get wings after Wonderland because I saved my cheat meal for Sunday. So I had my cheat meal and my cheat dessert. But I would like to say the most exciting part of my week is the fact that this meal plan is actually working. And I'm almost at a 4-pack, almost a full 4-pack.
Okay.
And I'm only 2 weeks in.
Congratulations.
So I've taken my progress pictures and I compared 2 weeks ago to Monday.
Yeah.
And I can see my bloat is completely gone. I'm never bloated anymore.
Bloat is like water, right?
No, it can just be from too much salt intake too. It's just your stomach is kind of not swollen but swollen. And then my the definition on my abs is it's insane. So I'm very excited. For those of you who don't know, I'm trying to get a 6-pack by my birthday, which is November 19th, if anyone wants to send gifts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How was your week?
My week has been pretty cool. Pretty cool. I can't even pinpoint any type of like prominent thing that I did throughout the week. I can't remember.
You went to Caribbean Tales opening night?
Yeah, I went there, but that's not like something I really talk about. That's not really something I really like just pull up in conversation. Like I went to Caribbean Tales.
This wasn't anything I'd pull up in conversation.
Yeah,
either.
so it's
I
like
just did it for the people.
Oh, did it for the people. Like yeah, like the same thing. I'm having a conversation with the people, but that's not even something that I would bring about. Oh, you know what? Let me talk about this because I talked about it on my Instagram. Okay. I got 10K followers on my other page, Apollo for the People page, and I'm like, I thought my life would change after I got 10K. I thought things would start, to look a lot different. I thought shit was just gonna go up from there, and I'm still realizing that having a whole bunch of followers don't mean shit, man. And a lot of these people that have a whole bunch of followers on Instagram and they appear to have a better life, they probably don't. They probably just have a guy who has a professional camera or DSLR.
Referring to himself.
Yeah, follows him and then takes pictures for him and then posts it on his Instagram. Like, shit's like, nah, man. Shit is not glamorous, man. Like, being at 10K, like, my life is not as... But then again, I'm 10K at a blog page, so...
Yeah, I think that's what's different. It's not your person. Like, it's not you who's... Yeah. Like, I guess your brain is 10K, but you yourself... People
like the way that I'm able to put something together.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should just transfer all your shit over to follow for the people.
No. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. It's never that serious. But I'm glad that I got 10K though. It lets me know that people really fuck with how I'm able to find stuff and put stuff out there and present stuff. But
like people use you as a reputable source.
Yeah.
For information.
Yeah, but
that's good.
And
Congrats.
people steal my content as well, and people like
You guys also, was it last week I forgot your birthday or the week before?
My birthday was August 25th.
Okay, so you guys, I'm literally the trashiest partner ever because I forgot Apollo's birthday. But not only did I forget it, I didn't realize until 2 weeks after his birthday that I forgot his birthday. So yeah, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to buy him a pizza after we're done recording since I can't eat it.
Let's tell the podcast what happened on Friday. So
Friday.
So I fell asleep on Friday, and then Nina hits me up.
Oh my god!
That's something that we gotta talk about.
Okay, no, let me tell it since you were sleeping.
I was asleep.
So I get home from TIFF. It's like 11:30, almost midnight.
Yeah.
And I get a message request, and I'm like, okay, whatever. It's just like someone being creepy. Mm-hmm. And then I look at it, and it's one of Apollo's friends, and he's like, hey, I know you do a podcast with my friend Apollo. Like, this is kind of random, but when was the last time you heard from him? So I didn't know if this was Apollo's, like, friend, or, like, if he was ducking this guy. So I messaged, screenshot, and sent to Apollo, and I messaged him.
I'll be ducking people, though.
And I'm like, do I answer, or are you ducking him? Like, or, like, should I actually be concerned for your well-being? Mm-hmm. Apollo doesn't answer, and I don't really know Apollo to go to bed by midnight, so I'm like, okay, like I gave it some time. I took a shower, like I chilled out for a bit, and then I'm like, okay, he's not answering, this is weird. So then I try calling Apollo, and his phone goes straight to voicemail. So I replied his friend after that, because I'm like, okay, I'm like, I haven't spoken to him since yesterday, what's wrong? He's like, I think he got robbed. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, somebody answered, like I called his phone, and somebody answered saying their name was Jeremiah. And then I got our other mutual friend to call, and the same thing happened. I'm like, what the fuck? Now, when I keep calling, it's going to voicemail. He's like, they probably turned it off. I'm like, okay, no way. So I'm like, let me call Ada, because Ada just did a show with him tonight. So I call Ada, and Ada's like, okay, there's no way that happened. He told me he was going home to eat pizza with his mom. I asked him if he wanted to come out, and he said no. And then she's like, okay, let me try calling him. So she tries to call him, tries to FaceTime him. Again, nothing, voicemail. So I'm in like full panic mode. Like, what the fuck happened to Apollo? We don't know if he's okay. Like, freaking out. And then, like 20 minutes later, Apollo calls me back, and he's like, did somebody fucking die? I was like, your friend literally gave me a heart attack because I thought something happened to you. And Apollo's like, no, I was sleeping the whole time. So I don't know who answered his phone saying their name was Jeremiah, but it wasn't Apollo.
Yeah, I was asleep. I was legit asleep. I saw a whole bunch of missed calls. I'm like, yo, who died? Who died? Like, that's why I called Nina. I'm like, yo, who died, right? So apparently I was the guy who died.
And then I tell his friend, I'm like, yeah, he just called me back. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, I'm going to bed. Bye.
Yeah. So let me break it down. So after I talked to you and things like that, I I got off the phone, and then my ex-girlfriend had hit me up in my DM talking about, she thought my phone was robbed and thought the robbers going through my Instagram and stuff like that. And so she was, actually, what she said, let me find my phone. Because what she said was, that was gems, right? Let me just say it. So she was like trying to really disrespect the person who stole my phone.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yeah.
This is really
funny.
I
need you in my life again. I need you in my life again. And so, hold on, let me just... And so I'm looking at it. I'm like, hold on, why she hit my phone like that? Who's she talking to like that? So this is what she says. LOL, you whack, broke, bum-ass nigga. If you stole a phone, for one, God's going to deal with you. Two, I hope you catch clap/herpes from the next hoe you fuck.
What the fuck?
I read that, and she was like, give Kevin his phone back. Turn it in to lost and found. Be a humble human being. I'm like, oh, so first of all, she came on kind of rough, and then...
and then she's talking about be a humble human being. Yo, my question is, like, why did your friends just come up with this theory that you... Because he's like, I haven't heard from him from 8:30 to 11:30. I don't know what happened. Last time I spoke to him was 8:30. He was in the studio. So I'm like, okay, but why did you guys come up with this theory that he got robbed?
So here's my theory. I figured that a lot of my the calls that I did get went straight to my text message and saying that you received a call around this time. So I'm thinking... I probably had some bullshit service, or I'm also on my Wi-Fi calling and just didn't let anybody come through with the conversation. And so it might have got tangled up with another phone line where he called it, and it might have just went through to someone else.
Oh, shit. But twice?
More than twice. Oh, twice. Yeah.
It happened because he said he called, and then somebody else called, and they said it's Jeremiah, and it's his phone.
Yeah, so my thing is like, they called my number. I also saw that I missed calls from them as well.
Yeah.
But I might have redirected them to someone else, and they're saying like, they're talking to Jeremiah or Jerome, whatever his name was, and they're cussing him out, like, give back his phone, and homeboy turned off his phone.
Yeah, bro, like, I was literally like, but of all theories to come up with, just you had to have gotten robbed from 8:30 to 11:30. Yeah. There's no other probable theory.
I was at home.
I was just like, I literally panicked. I was like, oh my God, like, we can't even get a hold of him. How do we know? Like, what if he's like in an alley right now? Like, how are we supposed to find him?
I did not. No. On Fridays, I had said, like, I was going straight home for some pizza. What I did, the only thing I detoured was I went to go get some Krispy Kreme donuts, and I didn't get robbed there either. And so I just went back home. I ate some pizza, and I got the itis, and I fell asleep. And then I woke up to see a whole bunch of missed calls and things like that. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? And then I had like an hour conversation with my ex-girlfriend on like the FaceTime on Instagram.
Oh, damn. So what'd you guys talk about? Y'all getting back together? Or
nah. I don't know if it's about getting back together, but it was a cool conversation. I really like her.
You really like her?
Yeah. I put a comment on her.
So why'd you guys break up?
This happened like years ago. I put a comment on her photo. I said I have a crush on you, and she hit me with I know. I'm like, yeah.
So why don't you work things out?
Work things out? Nah, I don't know. It's not one of those. I don't think it's one of those.
Okay.
It's one of those type of.
Well, I'm glad you're alive. I will say that.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm
active search. I had to be up at 6:00 the next morning, and I was searching for you.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm up too. I'm glad I'm alive too, because I don't ever want to go and see. And I also realize, people, if you die, people will ring off your phone. If something bad happens to you, people will hit your phone before they hit the police.
Facts.
Because you're
trying to make sure they're really dead.
Yeah, well, imagine if I was really dead and you hit my phone like 27 times. Like, I can't pick up.
And I'm on the line with Ada too while I'm calling.
Yeah, like I can't pick up if I'm dead, right?
Oh my God.
Yo, so people need to figure out a new procedure to figure out someone's dead. Like, hit people close to them.
But on that note,
yeah,
it's a good segue.
Actually, not a good segue at all, but it's kind of sad segue.
It is a sad segue.
I just want to say R.I.P. to Mac Miller.
Yes, rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yeah, I remember I saw it on. I was here at the station. I was doing a freestyle with a rapper named Keyshawn, and one of his people saw on his phone that Mac Miller passed away that time. I'm like, whoa. And then I asked, yo, how did he pass away? Was it like a accident or like an overdose type of thing? And then it was like an apparent overdose that he was suffering from. The thing is, I'm not going to cap on here and act like I was like a deep fan of Mac Miller. Mm-hmm. I've only listened to his freestyles and his interviews and like his mixtape that he put out like years ago, which was like the best day ever. And after that, I wasn't really up on him. Not to say that I didn't like his music. It's just, you know how there's certain people that they might make good music, and you're just like, oh yeah, I appreciate what you do. I'm not really checking for you, but keep doing what you're doing. And that's how it was for me. Like, I wasn't really checking for his music. I still haven't checked for his music after his passing as well. So
I was actually like sitting at home in bed, and I literally refreshed my Instagram feed 2 seconds after that post got posted.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like, I used to listen to Mac Miller back in like grade 9, 10 when I lived in Ottawa.
Yeah.
My favorite song of his was Donald Trump. That was a good song.
Yeah, that was off the mixtape. Best day ever.
And I used to listen to him. He was cool. I did not keep up with anything recent that he's done.
Yeah.
But I think it's really, he's literally your age.
Yeah, it's my age.
3 years older than me. And yeah, like it is really sad. And like, I think a lot of people were blaming Ariana Grande for it, which I don't think. The thing is, it's not her fault. It's not anybody's fault. If you can't get over somebody, like, that's not even your own fault. It's just like, I feel like if you give yourself so much to somebody at a certain point and they let you go, like, obviously it's going to be hard for you to get over that. So, but I just don't like the fact people are like, it's her fault directly. It's not her fault directly that he latched onto her and really did depend on her as a human being. It's not her fault that he was so in love with her. You know what I mean? So I think that was one of the shitty things. I also heard she got hospitalized after for an anxiety attack because everyone was like coming at her saying this is your fault that he died and blah, blah, blah. But it's not her fault. Like, he just really loved her and obviously, couldn't get over her. And maybe he had other issues going on too. We don't know. Like, nobody's ever really going to know. I also saw a tweet. I can't remember who tweeted it. I saw it on World Star. So they said somebody posted a tweet, some rapper. It was like, I want to say it was a Lil somebody. I don't know who it was. Yeah. But they posted a tweet about how everyone made fun of Mac Miller's last album.
You talking about Ugly God?
Yes. Yeah. Not a little. Okay, yeah, Ugly God. Posted a tweet talking about how everyone made fun of Mac Miller's last album, Swimming, which dropped on the same day as Astroworld. Yeah. And they were making jokes saying, oh, like, what's that noise? Like, do you hear that? Like, just like jokes as if they don't hear the fact that he dropped an album. And then Ugly God said him and Mac had a whole conversation about it. And Mac specifically said, like, nobody would care. But watch when I die, they're all going to act like they're huge fans. And then this happens. Yeah. So it is sad. I mean, I do think everyone has a right to say, like, to rest in peace. But if you're not a fan, you're not a fan. No big deal. You could still say rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't want to do this whole, I think this brings up a deeper conversation in hip-hop. I don't want to do that conversation because that conversation happens way too much.
That's what I mean. It doesn't resonate with anyone until it happens to them.
And then, like, it's going to stick around for a few days. And it always depends on how impactful that particular artist was to the whole genre, culture of hip-hop, where the conversation might be everlasting type of thing. But at this point, it's like, well, we're going to have the conversation about mental health and drug abuse, and then what?
But that's the thing. Like, my thing is, I feel like at the end of the day, you can have the conversation as much as you want, but these artists and people, just people in general who have these addictions are never, ever, ever going to learn until it actually happens to them. Yeah. Not even if it happens to someone close to them, not even that. You're never going to learn until something happens to you directly.
And when it happens, it's probably too late.
It's too late. Exactly.
I remember listening to Star, the radio host Star, personality Star. Mm-hmm. He said he got to a point where he was doing cocaine in the 80s where his body just got sick and tired of just being sick and tired, and he just stopped doing cocaine. Yeah. Where I mean I probably, that's not like the best example of something, but he said his body just got tired of just keep on doing coke, so he just stopped.
So he had his second chance basically to redeem himself. Yeah. Well, not redeem himself, but to start over.
And a lot of people go through that, though. A lot of people may have a point where it's like, I'm tired of just doing this. I can't do this no more. I'm not getting any younger. Like, the drugs are not helping me. I'm looking around. I'm seeing that a lot of people are dropping, like, dead flies and shit like that, especially from doing drugs and shit. Yeah. So where they go like, I'm cool off of that. And a lot of people, they say they may just start smoking weed. It was like, I'm just start smoking weed. That's the most I'll do. Yeah. Or drink, like, here and there. That's the most I do. But I'm done popping Xans. I'm done popping Addies. I'm done popping Percocets. I'm done popping all of this other shit.
Drinking lean.
All of that, yeah. And it's just, a lot of people do coke, too. Yeah. People do coke. Like, Demi Lovato goes heroin. Was it heroin? Or alleged heroin?
Heroin, yeah.
Yeah, so she was doing some. No, was it heroin?
Or it was crack.
It was not. It was pills. It was second market.
Black market, or
secondhand pills type shit. Yeah, you get to a point where it's like you just, And even the overdose won't probably stop certain people. Like,
no, exactly.
it's like going to the club and vomiting. It's like, fuck it, I'm good. I could go back again. That's how some people feel. Like, Nina's laughing. But
Not because that's me.
yeah, so, like, think about that. Like, that's what alcohol. Like, alcohol, it can kill you, but you got to really go the extra limit to die from that shit. But with drugs is like, you might get hit with an overdose, pop, 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 pop. Your heart is racing and shit. You go to the hospital, you get saved and shit like that. You go like, oh man, I'm never doing this again, and then you fuck around.
And you do it again.
You do it again. Because
like, you were like, oh, I didn't die last time, so that means I could tolerate more this time, and
you think you're a superhero.
Don't do drugs, please.
Yeah, man. And Bow Wow even spoke up about it, and he was speaking about how during the time he was doing the Omarion. What was the album called? Better Half? Face of a Face?
I don't know.
I don't know. I remember it was a story. It was the album cover with half of his face and half of Omarion's face, and he just went on like a long tangent where he was like, I just couldn't. I was just doing lean all the time.
Yeah,
lean all the time. I'm like, oh wow. But it sucks that he was only talking about this now though.
He said he was what, 19, 20 at the time.
Yeah, he's 30. He's 30 now. It's like 11 to 11 years ago.
But I feel like sometimes it's one of those things that maybe takes time to come to terms and admit that you had this problem, I guess.
I mean, I see the things. I can't force someone to talk about, coming out to sharing some type of information, but I think if he shared that information a lot sooner, it would probably bring a little bit more perspective to him as the person
how he's turned out.
Yeah. Because, I was young. I was doing a whole bunch of reckless things. I understand the mind of a lot of these young artists. But let me tell you, my process through doing all this type of drugs, you could see me. I was erratic. He had a video of him yelling and screaming and shit like that. He wasn't himself when he was on this lean and shit.
Yeah.
And so, and especially for him, he, like a lot of people, grew up on Bow Wow. Mm-hmm. So getting it from someone who was able to survive going through a drug addiction and saying that I'm still here, I'm strong, I went through it, and I'm telling you, don't do it because look at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I guess it just depends on, everyone deals with it differently, I guess. Everyone reacts differently.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important message to take. Well, and don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Drug is whack, man. It's the thing, and you know what? I like. It's whack. It's so whack that it's to a point where people try to fuck you up into thinking that, man, I gotta do drugs because my reality is so fucked up that this is the only thing. No, see, the thing is, you can't tell me that. You can't sell me you can't sell me salt. You can't sell salt to a snail and then expect it not to like shrivel up and shit like that. Don't tell me that information and think that because you're using drugs, because your life is so fucked up, your life is so bad that you gotta use drugs to help you, take you away from the reality that's going on. Either way, you still fucking yourself after you deal with reality, because I'm pretty sure reality gets better over time. Drugs, you won't get the same results until you dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, don't tell me that shit.
You just have to stay high like 24 fucking 7.
Yeah, so it's like either you fight your real demons that you have in reality and you get over that shit, or you're going to be fighting some real demons after you get an overdose and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Don't tell me no shit like that. Or you could
try and find other outlets or habits that maybe help you escape your reality for a fucking rehab.
Especially if you have enough money, because think about all these prescription drugs. Lean is not a cheap shit to have. Percocet, Xanny, that shit's not easy. It's not like you're not. No, it's not. It's not. It's
I don't think it's that.
It's not
expensive.
cheap. It's not cheap. Think about it. You lean and all that shit is not cheap unless you're a girl and selling pussy for that shit, or you robbing from your people and you buying that shit. Like, it's just not cheap. So you have to have money to have certain things. Like even cocaine. Cocaine is not cheap.
Yeah.
So all these drugs that you're abusing, like obviously you could probably use that money and help better yourself in the long run rather than, try to stifle some shit. But like, that's all I gotta say about this shit, man. It's real fucked up. And I don't think this is gonna be the last time we're gonna have a conversation about this. I don't think this is gonna be the most pivotal point in history where
I don't think there's ever gonna be a huge pivotal point where it changes and things happen.
I mean, what I said though was, I feel eventually with hip hop and with just how things are right now, we're gonna have like a big turning point where hip hop. I remember people talking about how they saw the Fab Five, not the Fab Five, the Furious Five and stuff like that. Jam Master Jay and the Furious Five, and how they had the message, and they said they saw crack needles on the floor everywhere and shit like that. Where the MC was talking about how they saw how drugs have rigged their neighborhood, and then it transitioned to how from the perspective of the drug dealer as the rapper, and then now we're at the drug user as the rapper. I feel like we're going to get back to the point where it's like no longer either selling or using drugs. It's more so like I'm seeing what drugs are doing, and it's not like a good look. And so I feel like everyone's going to be straight edge soon.
I don't know. I also just quickly I saw a video clip of J. Cole at his KOD tour.
Yeah.
He was doing he was a tribute. He was performing "Love Yours" as a tribute to Mac Miller. Mm-hmm. And I felt this guy was crying. Like I felt terrible because his whole album is like, don't do drugs. Like stop fucking with the drugs. Mm-hmm. So it's I don't think I'm gonna be so honest. No one, people are never gonna get. I think
even Wiz Khalifa stepped away from Mac Miller too, because I remember in the interview that he said that you try to help Mac, but Mac wasn't even trying to listen to me.
Yeah.
So I had to step away.
Well, Ariana said the same thing. She said that she felt like she had to babysit him.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where she was like, "Hey, I can't.
Yeah.
Do this anymore." But yeah.
So let's talk about something else. So Mac Miller, obviously. What about this Drake Meek Mill getting back together? Like, quick, what's your thoughts on this?
So Drake, I was actually very surprised when I saw that. Actually, you know what? Not very surprised, because Drake did at a concert beforehand. I think it was a year or so ago. He was saying he said free Meek. So I think it's gotten to the point where Drake has realized that the bigger picture is to stick together after Meek has now been released, because they have to. They have to stick together in order to fight the inequality in the justice system. I think that's the bigger picture that Drake has realized.
I don't think Drake aligns himself with any particular thing, any politics.
I don't know, because I kind of feel like I agree with you and I don't agree with you. I'm kind of on a fence because I don't know. Lately, I kind of feel like Drake's been kind of like acting, like he's not really genuine. But
I have a theory. I remember listening to something. It was like, Drake being a rapper as a whole
act.
As a whole act. This is the greatest acting role he's ever done. Drake, the rapper. When I heard that, I was like, if it came out to be true 20 years down the line, I'm like, you know what? I could take that. I could read that.
Because he was an actor too beforehand.
Yeah, so this could be his greatest role.
Nah, but I do think that he doesn't really speak on it in terms of it being a political matter, but I do think he's realized, like, I need to stick with him in order to, help combat this inequality and show that I stand with, or it's that, or it's either he's just trying to show that he stands with something so people don't think he's a fucking asshole, who has no substance to him other than his songs that get played on the radio.
So the thing with Drake, he doesn't align himself with anything. Mm-hmm. Like, if you really look at what has Drake really aligned himself with that he could say that he's really speaking on.
That's why I'm saying I kind of feel like it could just be an act just to show just to get the people on his side.
Mm-hmm. And I think and people who are listening, and you as well, don't take me saying this as a bad thing. Sometimes you not aligning with anything doesn't really force people to have some type of a gripe against you where they don't want to be a part of you. Sometimes when you don't align yourself with anything, it kind of gives people that freedom to go like, you know what? I don't see him tied to anything political. I don't see him tied to anything religious. I don't really see him tied to anything where I'm automatically just going to assume that he's on the opposing side of anything. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that may be a great business move for him, and obviously it's working well for him. But I'm just saying, if you really look at Drake, I don't really see him align himself with anything political. Like, I don't see him do anything with politics, or I don't see him do anything with religion.
Speaking out on any of that.
I don't see him do anything with activists. I don't see him stand up strong for the black community type of thing, or any type. Or
even after the Smoke Dog thing happened, he never even made any comments about combating gun violence within the city or anything.
He doesn't stand by anything, and then I'm not saying that's gonna hurt. But.
See, that's what makes me question his genuineness when he does do things like this. That's why I'm like, it could have been because he realizes, I got to stick with Meek, but then he never even said anything like that at the show. And then I kind of start to think, well, maybe he just did it because he wants to show the people and wants them to interpret that message just like I did, and think that he's this good person who's doing this to really
Drake is good at that too. Not saying enough to where it leaves everyone up to interpretation to figure out their own answers to what he's doing.
But no, I've actually recently started to, I feel lose respect for him. He canceled TIFF too. The night before, he was supposed to be there opening for his movie. I was actually supposed to go.
His movie,
Monsters and Men. He helped make it. It's a movie about police brutality.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be there opening night, and he canceled the day before because of tour stuff.
Yeah.
So he's really been letting the city down a lot lately. But that's a side note. That's like off track.
But. Oh, so so the thing with Drake though, I think he plays a fucked up role in a lot of the, let's say, street politics, music politics. Mm-hmm. If you look at him, he lines himself really close with the street element.
Yeah.
But him himself is a pop star, and he's very clean and polished in terms of like getting the white audience base, getting a lot of those big looks.
Yeah.
The business, but like businesses are not afraid to align themselves up with Drake.
Yeah.
Because they see him as clean. But when you go past the clean looking Drake, you see that he's aligned himself with a lot of these criminal elements, like the presser, the what's the guys from Houston, Mob Ties.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his name?
Don't
Jay
know.
Prince. The Prince
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
The Prince family, a lot of these people over on this side of Toronto and things like that. A lot of other criminal elements in, like, let's say, the game and like his thing. Like, he aligns himself with the criminal elements a lot. And that right there, if someone were to look really deeply, you might go like, Drake might be a gangster, or
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just saying Drake might be a gangster, and I'm not saying like he's a gangster, like he's like in these streets mobbing and shit like that. But he might be a gangster to a point where it's like he's in it too deep, like the lifestyle that he's
trying to maintain,
or not even maintaining, but the lifestyle that he's even being close around is flushing into what he does in his regular day life. Like, he might have people on payroll, like, just do shit. I'm not saying he's getting what's that, escorted? What's that, extorted? I'm not saying he's getting extorted, but I'm saying he's probably putting money in the pockets of people who are actually getting busy, to where it's like, now it's like, you too close to me type of thing. But this is just me rambling.
Speculating.
Yeah, speculating. I remember having a caller, too, during the radio station. They were like, even the Sun wrote a couple articles on Drake and saying that he aligns himself with a lot of criminal elements a lot of the time, and that's something to be really aware of if people are really that aware. Some people don't even give a fuck. People probably.
I feel like it's no. Well, I feel like for people in Toronto, that's a known. Like, everybody knows.
I think people, Toronto, Houston, LA, you probably look at Drake and go like, yeah,
you know that he's with that shit.
Yeah, he probably himself probably doesn't really. The thing is, yeah, but this is what it is. The music business has always had elements of street in it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say hip hop. Don't try to put this to hip hop. I'm saying the music business itself. Yeah. I remember taking this music class back in the day, and I remember a lot of the mob mentality, not the mob mentality, a lot of the mob members, a lot of these criminal organized crime members would start record labels because they could see that as a way to clean their money through the music, right? And so they would sign certain people through like strong arming and shit like that, and have like artists under them so they could clean the money, make a lot more money from the music business, but it would be like a lot of gangsters running the music industry type of thing. So that too, I'm just saying that. Do your history, people. The music. Like, you see, like, all those executives getting ran down by Ice Cube and shit back in the 90s. Yeah, that was cute. But, like, a lot of them shits, like, gangsters were inside those headquarters, really moving and shaking and shit back then. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go to the topic that everyone is talking about.
Are you talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj?
Yes!
Yes, bitch! Yes! Man, yo, let's talk about this shit, because Cardi B really got knots on her forehead. Nicki Minaj calls her a disgusting pig.
Yep.
Oh, yo, Nicki tore into that girl's ass.
She did. Listen,
you break it down. You break it down because you're a female. Okay. I can't break it down.
Okay, so listen. I woke up. Or no, I came back from TIFF to my phone with Instagram, like Instagram group chat popped off. And it was like, then there's this one message after the fight with Nicki. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck happened? Yeah. So I scrolled through Instagram.
I was sleeping that day, too.
Yeah. It was that same night. I was asleep. So I scrolled through Instagram and I see that Cardi B and Nicki got into this fight.
Got busy.
So you see the video, there's like 4 different angles like from the video. And you hear Cardi saying like stop, like talking about my daughter and blah, blah, blah.
Not even talking about. She didn't say. She said, stop liking shit about my daughter.
Yeah, because
stop liking shit about my daughter.
So yeah, so she said stop liking shit about my daughter, and then she like kind of went to go So they're saying that Ra Ali, who's a part of Nicki's camp, had hit Cardi. Nicki was hiding behind a security guard the whole time.
That's all false.
Okay, that's what they were saying. And then Cardi went at her after she got hit or almost got hit. And then Cardi also took off her shoe and whipped it at Nicki and it missed. And then she got, then the police came and then they had to escort her out. Yeah. Cardi was seen coming out with one shoe on and a knot on her forehead,
big old knot,
which is not from being hit by, it was being hit by a security guard from Nicki's camp, like elbowing her in the head. And then Cardi goes on to Instagram afterwards, making this post saying, when you start talking about my parenting and liking comments about my parenting and about my daughter and stuff like that, then it becomes a problem. I've tried to address you twice and you were never like with it. And now all of a sudden, like, all this shit. And so we don't hear anything from Nicki. She's just posting her pictures from Fashion Week, like throughout the weekend.
Nicki being the queen that she is.
This happened.
Real regal.
Okay. This happened Friday night. And then yesterday she took to Queen Radio and she said that she has receipts, which I'm still waiting to see.
What are you talking about, receipts?
She said she has receipts so she got somebody to call into the show. Yeah. And this girl called into the show and said that Cardi one time DM'd this girl whose son had apparently died.
Yeah, that's the receipt.
Calling her. I'm not taking that as a receipt. I'm not taking it as a receipt till I get a screenshot because she could have made anybody call into the show. Listen, if I had a show with you and I said that you said this about like my cousin or something, I could get any one of my friends. You don't know my friends. I could get any one of my friends to call in and say that this happened. So she said she had receipts, which I'm still waiting to see. And this girl called in and said that Cardi DM'd her one day, I guess because maybe this girl probably commented something like stupid on Cardi's post. So Cardi DM'd her one day and she said that she called her dead son a monkey. Then Nicki also said that she has receipts of Cardi calling black women roaches and monkeys.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Still waiting on these receipts.
I saw that shit though.
Where's the receipts? I didn't see them.
It's on the internet, to be honest with you. Because once that Queen Radio pulled up, I saw Twitter and Instagram people just pulling up shit talking about these are because Cardi B had a dress calling people roaches in the past. Yeah. Apparently she would call is a disrespectful term in the Bronx where you just call people roaches. Yeah. She said she even called herself a roaches. Like there's a video going like I evolved from a roach to a butterfly type of shit. Yeah. So she calls herself, she calls other people roaches. It's just a disrespectful term. It's like over here like a waste you type of thing. Yeah. Like it's one of those things.
So all this happened. Let me tell you whose side I'm on. Yeah. So I was Team Cardi. Yeah. Because my whole reasoning for that was the fact that one, Cardi is 10 years younger than Nicki and Nicki's trying to fight her. Yeah. And two, the fact that I personally think that Nicki is jealous of the fact that Cardi has everything Nicki doesn't, which is a husband, a child, a career that took off, and a career. A career. I'm not done. A career that took off on her being her. Nicki's career took off, and a lot of people don't fuck with her because she took off of Lil' Kim. Okay, and she never credited Lil' Kim. Cardi came up on who she is as a person, and people genuinely liked her for her. And I think that's one of the main factors that Nicki is very jealous about. So that was the first reason I was initially Team Cardi. But then all this shit happened where Nicki's saying that Cardi did this stuff to this woman, and this roaches and what else? What was it? Monkeys?
She said Nicki Minaj exposes Cardi B for calling black women roaches and says she has the screenshots and accuses her of sending thugs to beat up strippers. She thought a guy she was with was fucking.
So Nicki's saying that so then Nicki, she's saying all this. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting on these receipts still, because if Nicki has these screenshots, why hasn't she posted them? Why does she have to wait for it to go everywhere else around the internet? Why can't she just post them herself? She was the one fronting on Queen Radio. Yeah, I have receipts. So fucking post them then. Because as far as I'm concerned, if someone's calling into your show, how do we know if that's even a genuine person, if this really happened? I'm still waiting on those receipts. So that's a big factor in me holding off on deciding, like, is this really what Cardi's about? But I also have one more thing. Nicki also said That she thinks somewhere in there she threw in, I think Cardi is going through postpartum depression and she needs help. Okay?
Yes, I respect that. Yes, Nicki, go at her.
Listen. Nicki is talking all this shit about Cardi, but she's still scared and doesn't want to look like the quote-unquote bad guy, just like in this fight, because she was hiding behind her security and she didn't really fight. Mm-hmm. So she's using this postpartum depression line as a way to make her look sympathetic towards the fact that, she's a new mother, this is probably what happened. Just trying to be like, I'm not coming for you, but at the same time I'm coming for you, but I'm also telling you to get help, because as far as I'm concerned, Nicki's scared. Even though Nicki's somehow claiming that Cardi came up on sympathy. Where? But now all of a sudden, isn't Nicki giving her that sympathy by saying she has postpartum depression? Nicki's just she's double crossing herself.
She's not double crossing herself. She is. No, she's not. You don't know. This is the game that she's playing. This right here. This is how you lay out. This is how you strategically lay out a plan of how you attack your enemy. First off, it's like a parent when the parent disciplines you. Like some parents may say, this is going to hurt you. This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. So I'm not doing it to hurt you. I'm doing this out of love. I'm disciplining you out of love. See, you got to understand it. So Nicki's a queen, right? So she's talking to a young woman in the rap game, very prominent. So she's not going to come in there with the malice. What she's basically saying is, women, I'm here that we are both women. We are on the same team, but I got to come on you because I love you, type of thing. So I'm gonna discipline you, so just so that you not to never do this again. So what she did was she came in and was like, you got a lot of sympathy, man. Maybe get this woman you got a blessing. You got a beautiful blessing, and this is what you're doing within the next, fighting two women. Like you have a child, you're married and things like that. You got a good career, and then she goes like, you know what? Maybe it's just you not having the baby inside you anymore, the postpartum depression, because that's real. Postpartum depression is real. It's real. This shit really happens. So she probably thinking, this is what you got to do. This is what she's going through, because she's going through the loss of her child, and she has to work. And
loss of her child in her stomach.
Not the loss of her child. I mean, she gave birth. She gave birth. The child is no longer.
Loss of pregnancy.
Yeah, loss of pregnancy. Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. Just, you guys know what we're saying.
Yeah, she got pregnant, and she went through labor and all of that. So you see how Nicki does it? She positioned it like that. So it's like, yeah, so I love you. I see what you're doing. I'm bigging you up on that. And then you tear her down. This is what the honorable Elijah Muhammad said this to someone. He wrote this down. He said, I have to break you. I have to beat you down to your very last compound, and then bring you back up, and then build you back up to the wellness of your mentality. That's what Nicki Minaj did. She broke her down, and she brought her back up.
She didn't bring her back up by saying she has postpartum depression. That's not bringing her back up.
Man,
I'm still waiting for Nicki's receipts. She's going to
bring her back up. She's going to break you down to your very last compound.
I don't see the two of them ever being friends, to be honest with you.
They're going to be friends.
I don't think so. I think she's like me. She's stubborn. Like, you're not going to...
Cardi is not going to be stubborn forever.
I think she will be. And I think as far as her career is taking off more than Nicki's, then she's going to be.
Oh, Nicki Minaj, Cardi, you know what it is? You know what it is to like, what is she saying? Cardi, you know what it is like to write your own music? Oh, so that's
some
really...
shit didn't make sense, but she said, you came into my fucking culture.
Yeah, you came into my culture. You getting women beat up because your man's doing. Real women never attack another woman. You take up your man. Girl, this woman's some help. Get this woman some help. All right, so, yo. All right, so let's bring that down.
Yeah.
Let's bring that up. Where is he at?
So you said, okay, so Cardi allegedly got 2 women beat up for sleeping with Offset.
Yes. So, all right, so I like how Nicki, because look at what Nicki's doing. Nicki attacked her, and then she broke down the actions and the characters of what Cardi B was. Mm-hmm. So I listened to the Queen Radio long enough to get to the part where they had this topic on the show, where it was like, you know what, in terms of when is the only time a woman should approach the other woman, when she finds out that her man is, or when she's messing with
a guy who's taken.
Yeah. So the way that she positioned it was like, you don't ever do that, but like, let's have a conversation anyways. Yo, Nicki is a queen. All right.
So
Yo, why do you do that there?
No, but
Yo, she turned into a topic.
she did turn it into a topic.
Oh my god.
Now Paulo's not here. We're gonna reuse that topic and get into this.
Yeah. Yo, Nicki's hard. How you do that? You took someone in real life that you're beefing with, and you made that shit into a conversation with your friends. Yo, you know what? Nicki was so cold that how she said it was like, she said that, and she's like, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'll let you guys talk about it. And then she came back in the conversation. And like, you don't ever do that shit. As a queen, if you claim to be a queen, you don't ever do that. It's never the woman's fault. It's your man's fault. Or the report, it happened. Let me just break this down.
Yeah, break it down.
So the story came out about Cardi B and Offset and strippers came out about August 30th, where Cardi B pulled up to the strip club with her bodyguards and she told them basically sick them, and they attacked I think it was 2 strippers.
Yeah.
Attacked 2 strippers because
This is all alleged.
This is all alleged, yeah. So allegedly, they were sleeping with Offset, and Offset has some type of known history of cheating allegedly, or maybe not. Maybe he never really putting his dick out there like that. Who knows? Black men don't cheat though.
Debatable.
So that conversation came up because obviously Cardi B is a known figure and she's fighting females, which a queen would never do. A queen always brings up females and things like that. You shit on the men, right? Yeah. So Nicki Minaj also posted like, when you approach the other woman when she's sleeping with your man and she knows that he's taking or anything. And so, well, I want to say that you don't. I'm pretty sure you don't.
Okay, so this is because I actually have experience in this.
Okay.
So once upon a time, I was away for school, and there was actually somebody who went to the school. This was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And one of the guys actually at the school on the football team was from Brampton, and so me and him kind of connected over the fact that we were both there out in Baltimore from here. We actually had mutual friends, and so like we knew the same people and stuff. And then like he like was like hitting on me and stuff, and then one day we hooked up.
Yeah. And
come to find out the next day this guy has a whole girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I didn't even find out it was my friend who sent me a message, and she's like, yo, what the fuck? He has a girlfriend. And I'm like, I didn't know that. Like we obviously when you're going to hook up with someone, you're not going to assume that they're in a relationship, and he didn't show any signs of being in a relationship.
I don't know how you see. People gotta stop doing that. I remember a female said that shit to me. It was like, "Yo, you don't act like you have a girlfriend."
No. I'm not saying act like you have a girlfriend, but like the way you're coming on to me makes it seem like you're single. You know what I mean? Like if you're coming on to me talking about, oh, come over to my room and blah 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 and like all this stuff, like I'm obviously gonna assume that you're not in a relationship if you're telling me to come over and smash.
Which you should.
I should assume he's in a relationship if he's telling me to come over and fuck.
No. I'm saying you should assume that he's single because there's no other signs. It's like if you tell me to pull up and if you tell me you want to do some shit with me, how am I supposed to just automatically assume?
Exactly. So whatever. So we hook up, and then I find out he has his girlfriend. So I'm like talking to my friends. I'm like, yo, like what do I like? I feel bad. Like I genuinely felt bad, even though I didn't know. I felt bad because I'm putting myself in her shoes. Like, yo, this would really suck if I didn't know this, and I'm walking around campus looking like an idiot. And then I also found out that I wasn't the first time. Like he's apparently had a history of doing this, and this didn't just happen once in Baltimore. It happened twice. That football team was full of some grimy ass fucking dudes.
Yo, what's up with the football team and running trains?
I don't know, but the other one I found out because he posted a whole dedication to his girlfriend like a week later, saying happy birthday, and then he blocked me, and I was like, oh. Football guys? But no, so then this one, so I'm like, what do I do? And my friend said, she's like, because it was towards the end of the school year, and she's like, I think you should message her and tell her, like, once exams are done, don't stress her out during exams. I think you should message her and tell her, like, hey, like, this happened, whatever. Because then you're going back home and you never have to come back. But I was like, yo, I'm really not even trying to get involved in this. Like, I feel like shit, but at the same time, like, it's not my place. Because me and him also had a follow-up conversation after it happened and at a party, and we actually got into an argument about it. Because
what do you argue about?
Because he was trying to deny the whole thing, and I'm like, bro, it's literally, like, I'm not fucking stupid. Like, Like, you're posting her on your Snapchat now all of a sudden. Was I blocked from your story before? Like, you know, like, it didn't make sense. And so we got into this huge fight about it. And then he's like, no, I broke up with her on the Sunday. I'm like, cool, so we hooked up on the Thursday. That still doesn't, like, it doesn't make sense. And so, you know, my friend is saying, she's like, yeah, just message her and tell her, and then, you know, you're going back home, so you never have to worry about it again.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't, and I didn't feel it necessary. Well, maybe because I was leaving. But also the fact that I wasn't the only girl, and I don't know, part of me, like, it's not something that I fucking think about every single day, that I'm like dwelling over. Like, not that dramatic, but like,
You were the side chick.
but I'm also I wasn't even a side chick. It was just a one-time thing.
Oh, where?
But
Come on, Nina. You can't let Nina.
No, but
You can't let that man get his rocks off one time.
No, but listen, it was the end of the school year. We were leaving. So, anyways, like, I don't know. I think the only time a woman should approach another woman is if you know, if I'm the girlfriend and I find out my boyfriend's cheating on me, and I find out the girl he's cheating with also knew that he was in a relationship at the time, then I think you should approach I'm going ham on my boyfriend first.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to go ham on the girl unless I know that she knew the whole time from the very, very, very beginning. Even if she knew,
not her place.
even if she found out in the middle of it, she should. So why is she going to continue to keep fucking someone who she knows is somebody else's man?
Because some people have low self-esteem, low confidence about themselves.
but that's still a problem. Listen, when I found out, I never did it again. Yeah, it was the end of the school year. We didn't really have a chance to anyways, but I had no desire to speak to this guy at all anymore because I was like, you're a scumbag.
Yep.
Like, you're cheating on your girlfriend with this, that, and every other fucking girl, and this poor girl's walking around campus like so in love, and like she doesn't even know what goes on behind closed doors or when she goes home for the weekend or anything. And so I think the only time, like if I knew beforehand, obviously I wouldn't have done it.
Yep.
But I think if the other woman knows and you know that she knows and
That's
they
when
were
you
going
approach her?
behind your back, that's when you approach her and you say, listen, this wasn't cool. I'm not saying to go and fight everybody. I'm just saying, you know, like, let them know, like what the fuck? Like, you're a piece of shit. Like, you're sick. And yeah.
And talk
I don't
to
know.
him
Wait,
like
that was definitely something I was on the opposite end of when I was out at school in Baltimore, and I was like, what the, like, it happened twice, and I was like, seriously? Like,
you have bad.
the
bad
second
choice
time
in
it
men.
happened, I was like, yo, you've got to be fucking
You got
kidding
bad
me.
choice in men, you
Like,
know?
my friend, she sends me because I'm like, yo, did he block me? Like, after he posts this whole tribute to his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so she goes on her phone and she's like, yeah, I fucking blocked you. I'm like, whatever.
Oh man, yo, I don't understand. Oh, all right. So let me just answer the question. So the next, like, if a woman finds out her man's cheating, no, you don't pull up on the girl. Nah, you a queen. You a queen. You're supposed to talk to your king and go like, you fucked up now, homie, and you supposed to, you know, deal with him appropriately. And then you kick him out of, either there's some chicks will keep him around, just, you know, give him the fear of God so he doesn't do it again, or some other chicks will just kick him to the curb and don't ever want to deal with that man again. And so you gotta pick one or the other. You don't address the woman, because you beating up the woman is not going to stop him from cheating.
Yeah.
You gotta either get that man out your life so you're not going to continue to do that and disrespect your relationship, or you gotta discipline that man accordingly to go, like, even before even finding out that he's cheating. You gotta discipline him ahead of time. Why am I saying discipline? But you gotta speak to that man. You got to let him know the implications and the consequences that come to once you find out that he's cheating.
Yeah.
You can't go, you can't be surprised, and you can't run up on the girl and beat her up, because that's not gonna do nothing. That's gonna just bring some excitement to your man's life and go like, oh damn, this is a down ass bitch to fight anyone I fucking.
Yeah.
But you don't do that. That's not your thing.
I think also one of the big, like, obviously the girls who were fucking Offset obviously know that he's with Cardi, because that's a well-known, like, you know, if it's a celebrity, you know.
Yeah.
But I think what makes this look really stupid is the fact that Cardi didn't do anything. Well, as far as we know, Cardi hasn't done anything to Offset, and that's what really throws the whole thing off.
But
makes it like you know,
don't play tit for tat though. You don't play tit for tat with relationships, because the thing is, I always look at it like this. When it comes to cheating, you can't get someone back by disrespecting your own body. That don't make no type of sense to me.
No.
You don't. That don't make no type of sense. You tell me your boyfriend, your girlfriend's cheating on you, and you find out, and you're gonna stay with them, but how you're gonna get them back is you're going to disrespect your body.
No, that's not what
that
I'm saying.
Make no sense.
No, that's not what I was saying. What I'm saying is we didn't see her like cuss out Offset or like put him in the doghouse for a couple days. Like, you know what I mean?
But you don't know.
Like,
we wouldn't know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's why. But at the end of the day, like, this is a situation that I agree that you should approach the women. But again, I'm not saying to fight everyone. I'm just saying let her know she's on some whack ass fucking shit.
Let's talk about the nuance here. She sent her male bodyguards to fuck up these women.
Allegedly.
Let's talk about that. Let's really talk about that, because in any other situation, we would get at the man for even laying the hands on the woman. So why are we not doing it in this situation?
Yeah.
Why are we not saying that the men she has around her are vile? Are just nasty, disgusting human beings? We're not saying that. But let's say Offset did that to some chicks. Put his hands on some chicks because they're disrespecting Cardi. He'd be called a lesser than. He'd be calling he's small, disrespecting women, an abuser. He'd be called all these type of names. But we're not talking about the company that Cardi B keeps. We're not talking about that.
And you know why? I think it is fucked up too, and that shouldn't have happened. But no one's talking about it because they're not people of status.
That doesn't. No. It's even. Remember how the people around you show you who you are, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that's the type of company Cardi B's keeping, like what type of person, what type of behavior does Cardi B accept? We gotta talk about that. You gotta break that down. If you're accepting that type of behavior, if you're accepting those type of men putting hands on women, and you're orchestrating those type of those hits, we gotta talk about you are a nasty, vile person. You are a vile person.
Yeah.
You are disgusting. You know,
But
if this is true.
Are you insinuating that like you think she allows like domestic violence basically to go on in her home?
She actually comes from that, because she said she was with her boyfriend at the time when she started stripping, and her boyfriend was beating her up and shit like that. So she comes from a domestic type of background. But to say that she came from that and she left that because it was so bad for her, and for her to turn around and tell her male bodyguards to beat up something like that, then it really shows that the fuck is going on here?
It is fucked up. If anything, she should have fought them herself.
Or she should have sent women to beat her up, type of thing.
Or just fought them herself.
Or queens don't even fight.
Yeah.
Queens don't even fight. Queens don't even go that far. It's like, nah. Don't
Stop calling everyone queen. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, them bum bitches were fucking my dude. I can't, and I'm a queen. I don't want to have the dick that's been inside bum bitches. I can't have you around me no more. And then, but they're married, so they're gonna have to work it out regardless. It's not no easy divorce type shit. But
would you stay with someone if you were married? Would you stay with the person who cheated on you?
See, the thing is, I ask myself that question a lot of the times, and I also say that, you know, cheating is not the factor to end any relationship. But I think for me, if I'm telling myself I live on some type of integrity, qualities, morals, principles, and parameters that I guide my life around, I can't have that around me just on the fact because if I'm able to be disciplined in a sexual manner, to where I'm not slinging my dick around, and I'm especially not slinging my dick around when I'm with someone that I'm committed emotionally, physically, and somewhat spiritually with, then I can't have you around me because you're easily tempted, right? I can't have that around me.
Yeah. Nah, I think if I had kids, I would definitely not take them back at all, because then it kind of sends a message to your kids, like if your kids know that this is okay, like it's still gonna work out. I think that's one of the
It's all how you depend on it, right?
Yeah.
Because you always look at it like someone could always cheat one time and always go like, you know, I'm never doing that again. That was the worst decision of my life, and I'm going to focus here on out, trying to rectify what I did and make this relationship better. And there's people who really believe you. Go like, you know what? I believe you, and let's work on it. And people have stronger relationships thus far after. But I'm not, for me particularly, since I'm a very selfish person about myself and what I like to do for myself.
As you should be.
And the type of people I want around me. Especially for a woman. Woman gets hit on all the time, every day, all day. Man, you say no all the time. So you tell me this one time you said yes? Fuck out of here.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Yeah. And I don't even be slanging dick like that too. So I can't be having no chick that be just giving out the pussy.
Paulo's not up for one night stands.
Yeah, man. I'm not. Yeah, cause I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared of your pussy, man. It's not even like people might listen to that. Yo, you gay, right? No. It's not even on some gay shit. It's like
Paulo's is just extra safe.
I'm afraid. I don't want to get no type of situation where it's like, man, that shit was fire, but like, my dick is on fire type shit, or I want to be caught up in no chick that's really feeling me, and I'm smashing her, and then some dude walks into the door, is like, yo, give me everything you got. I'm afraid of you bitches.
Oh my God.
I'm afraid. See, the thing is, that's why I gotta. I when I be smashing chicks or something, I gotta do certain things to know that you can trust them. So I can't trust you. My dick don't even get
So
hard.
you gotta be friends first, basically. is what
Not
you're
even be
saying.
friends, but like I just gotta get to know you. Like I can't fuck you until I like you, man. That's what Dom Kennedy says. Like I can't fuck you.
I think
unless
you're the only guy I know who's like that.
I'm the only guy that stays safe.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing.
I
Not
stay
at all.
safe. That's like,
But I do genuinely think you're the only guy I know who does that.
yeah, I'm afraid. Yo, I am afraid of bitches, man. I'm not the cause of bitches.
Or I have friends who fucked strippers. Like
Like-
that to me is some spooky shit.
I think strippers might be some of the safest chicks out there.
you
Or
think
actually,
so?
no. Actually, it depends on who you get. Because a lot of
Yeah.
strippers are doing a lot of sex work on the side because there's not a lot of money in the strip clubs. But I'm afraid. I'm telling you, I'm afraid. I'm
No,
spooked.
I think that's good.
I'm spooked. Like even I'll get even if I trust you. Even if I trust you and I smash your raw and you do something foul to me, like not even like foul to where like it's like, let's say like I'm talking to you and I pick up and I'm calling you and stuff like that. You do some foul and like hang up the phone on me. I'm like, yo, this bitch could have gave me something, bro. even if
You lost it.
yeah, like I'm
lost
that
it.
paranoid with this shit. So
You're
it's like,
very paranoid.
so it's like when I can't. That's why I like to stay when I meet a girl. That's why I like to stay with them long term type of thing. Not even on some like relationship. I hadn't have a girlfriend in like over a year and some change.
It's been that long. I swear it was last year you were dating somebody.
Yeah, over a year and some change. Over a year and some change. I haven't had no girl. I haven't had no girl I call myself a girlfriend. It's hard for me to call you my girlfriend though. I'm saying that from right foremost. And my ex-girlfriend that I was speaking to, she's my best girlfriend I ever had.
Aww, that's so cute.
I don't know if she even listens to this, but I don't even know. But yeah, so yeah, that's my thing on it.
Okay.
But yeah, get back to the whole Nicki and Cardi thing. Man, I'm glad to see that they're finally going at it without all these subliminals, and I'm glad that they're going about it in a way. I feel like a lot of people are saying that Cardi B is going to respond in a sympathetic way, where she's going to be crying on live. She's going to be really.
I do not think so.
She's really trying to cop a plea type of thing. I think Cardi B is going to respond the way Cardi B is going to respond. I feel like she's going to say, she's capping. You did all this capping. You really are, because one of the accusations is that Nicki Minaj is really stopping bags, and
yes, I saw that too. Yeah,
and that's been a rumor about Nicki Minaj in the industry for a
long
while.
time. Even Remy Ma confirmed it, and there was somebody else. I saw it yesterday.
DJ Academics
on Twitter.
confirmed it. Said that she was calling around to see who he worked for.
Yeah,
to try to stifle up some money for him.
Yep.
So the thing is, if Nicki Minaj is really doing that, yo, that's some sucker shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's some
I
sucker
feel like
shit.
Nicki is like she just has this energy around her where she's just like salty all the time. Lately,
That's some sucker shit. If she really doing that shit, that's some sucker shit, and we can't have no parts in that. You telling me you really going behind people's backs, going talking to like executives, people in high ranking places, and really trying to get someone's job removed from them? Come on, man. That's some sucker shit. That's some real. That's not queen like. That's not queen like. Queens don't do. I guess that's what she's talking about, being a queen. Is like, instead of like facing them head on, you take the back alley and you try to stop their money and shit like that. But that's fucked up.
I don't know. I see Cardi responding and not in no sympathetic ass breakdown way. I see Cardi responding and coming back harder than ever, to be honest with you. I feel like she's very stubborn.
You think the fight inside that prestigious white affair, Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, you feel like that was an appropriate place to fight? Do you feel like
there's never an appropriate place to fight? Yeah. Like you're gonna fight. I almost fought my sister in a fucking banquet hall at a wedding thing. Like, there's never an appropriate place to fight. You're gonna fight when you see, and I can speak to this, when you see the person who's really fucking with you, and completely just disrespected you and shit, and you see that person, it's happening. Like when you see them, it just brings out this inner rage in you where it's like, yo, it's done.
Nicki said, I was mortified the way that those people were looking at us and at our culture. Oh my God. Yo, Nicki Minaj is so dope.
There's never an appropriate place to fight. It's gonna happen wherever the fuck it happens.
I would never.
Like, it's
well, the way that Nicki was saying is like, the way white people were looking at us, man, that was bad. It doesn't really seem like, because she was trying to clean it up, man, because it seemed like...
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she
was like, the way white people were looking at us.
She's trying to save her ass right now. That's what she's doing. Yeah. Trying to do. But...
All right, next topic. Let's talk about this racist man by the... Yeah. So, look at the cartoon. I saw the cartoon like was it yesterday or like 2 days ago?
I think yesterday or the day before.
So I saw that, and
so okay, describe the cartoon because the people can't see. Well, if you guys Google Serena Williams racist cartoon,
this is for the people. This is for the people who've seen the cartoon. This is for the people who've seen the cartoon.
Okay.
I can't describe it because
so Mark Knight, he's an Australian journalist
Yeah.
For the Herald Sun. Posted a tweet from the U.S. Open because obviously that shit went down with Serena Williams where she was calling out the chair umpire saying that she's not a cheater and he owes her an apology because he was claiming that she cheated and that her coach was coaching her while she was on the court.
Yep.
And then she ended up getting fined $17,000, like $4,000 for being too loud, $3,000 for coaching and all this other shit.
Yep.
And so basically, like she was visibly frustrated at the time being, rightfully so.
Because Shorty was kicking her ass tennis wise.
Yeah, but so this happens, and so this journalist, cartoonist, whatever you want to call him, he draws this picture, and it's a picture of Serena Williams, and she's jumping up, stomping on her racket because she broke her racket during the thing deliberately, and then I don't remember the girl's first name, but her last name is Osaka.
Yeah, Naomi Osaka.
Naomi Osaka.
That woman is Japanese and Haitian.
She's Japanese and Haitian. I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, that's what the main media is trying to make it seem like. Nah, she's Japanese and Haitian. She grew up in a Haitian household, so she's black.
So she's also in the background of the cartoon, but notice how in the back of the cartoon her hair all of a sudden is fully blonde and she's white.
Yes.
And she's talking to the umpire, and the umpire says, "Can you just let her win?" Then there's another drawing underneath of Serena Williams holding up this card saying the sexist victim card.
So let's talk about this whole situation. Do you feel like they're out together? Because I remember seeing reports for like the past 2 months. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna give myself 2 months where it says that Serena Williams was getting drug tested more than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
She has been under a lot of scrutiny, athletic wise and things like that. People were really cracking down on her and stuff like that. Yeah. So do you feel like it's a race sexist thing?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the drawing itself is, I guess the word I'm looking for is imitable. It's like a drawing that they used to do back in the day when they used to be racist towards, well, not when they used to, people are still racist towards black people, but those racist drawings that they would make, and they would make everything purposely oversized and things like that. Yep. So that drawing itself is a mock-up of those drawings from back in the day that purposely targeted racism. And so I do think it has to do with race and sexism, because there was also reference to another male athlete who said stuff to the chair umpire before. Federer. And he never got any punishment. And I think it has to do with the fact that society raises girls to think that when they get mad, that's a very masculine trait to have. That's not something women should be doing. I can say personally, as a sports player, I've played soccer for 16, 17 years of my life, and I can say there's so many times where I've cussed people out on the field, and every single time I get immediately pulled off and carded. Every single time. But then it's when I go to my guy friends games, that happens and nothing happens to them. So it's very, I feel with sports, and I think she had every right to be emotionally upset she didn't cuss at him. Yeah. She didn't say anything wrong. She asked him to give her an apology, for calling her a cheater. Yeah. I don't think she did anything wrong at all. In my eyes, as an athlete, there's nothing wrong with what she did, But this was a little, they really took it overboard with this.
At that point, when you call her a cheater, she's fighting for integrity.
Exactly.
Now. She's not fighting because you called her not bad name or something. You said you were cheating.
Exactly.
And for someone who has integrity to where it's this is what I do day in and day out. This is my life. I would never cheat.
Yeah.
I got this far without cheating. I'd rather lose than cheat. And when someone calls you a cheater, now you're just nah, I'm not fighting for me no more. I'm fighting for the fact that this is my integrity, and I'm fighting for people who are looking at this and I'm letting them know that women, you cannot just stand there and let someone call you a cheater. You got to fight for your integrity. You got to fight for everything you have.
And in my opinion, she did it in a very classy way. Like, there was nothing wrong with. She didn't, like I said, she literally, not one curse word came out of her mouth. And I could tell you for sure, if that was me, I would have fucking lost it. Yeah. So I think, it's definitely a racism. I mean,
she did hit her racket on the floor though.
So what? How many of the guy tennis athletes do that?
I don't know. I don't watch tennis.
I think a lot of them do it. I don't watch tennis, but a lot of them, like, I've seen clips. A lot of them do it. And I definitely think it has to do with race and sexism 100,000% because they're just wondering, how can a girl be this good? That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, she was supposed to get her whatever number of the U.S. Open, and she's supposed to pass Margie or something, Maggot or something. I don't know. I don't know what's her
Clearly,
name.
we don't watch tennis.
I don't watch tennis at all. But she was supposed to be, not supposed to be, but like if she had won, she would be held as one of the top tier. Well, she is a top tier tennis.
Yes,
but like
record, but it would bring it up more.
Yeah, she would bring the record. She would have a different record. I think either surpassing or matching one of the most, female type of thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
But Serena Williams really out here, setting record. 2 black women competed against each other, and both. And you know what? Let me talk about the Naomi and Osaka, where now she's apologizing for winning.
See,
that is, I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know why she apologized. Why she's so timid, yo?
I don't know. And even after the game, Serena Williams had to get the crowd to stop booing because they were booing that she won. And this was her first time winning. Like,
yeah. And this is the woman who
idolized.
She idolized Serena Williams. She would watch her game tapes all the time. And so it's like Serena lost to someone who idolized her.
Yeah, I don't like. It's definitely not Serena who's making her apologize. Yeah. It's everybody on Twitter and on social media who are coming at her to say, I don't know. She probably just feels bad because that's her idol.
She bad for winning.
No, but because that's her idol, she probably does feel like some sort of guilt, and she shouldn't. 100% she shouldn't. But I can see where like that, I guess, feeling can come from if you're getting attacked on social media for it, and that's your idol, like. You're gonna be like, oh my god, like I should have just let her win. She should be proud of it.
Man, that's some fucked up shit. And you know what? She's also signed to Nike. This might be a conspiracy to where, like, because they stopped her from wearing her tennis bodysuit.
Yeah,
where she
her
said,
cat suit.
Yeah, so she had to wear a skirt now and some shit.
Yeah, and then her outfit now had the Nike check, and then in quotations it said no logo. Did you see that? I saw that.
I didn't see that.
I saw that. I pay very good attention to detail.
See, like, whatever they're trying to do with either the Nike brand, they don't fuck with the Nike brand in sports or some shit, or they don't fuck with black people and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Whatever. But, like, this shit messed up. But let's talk. We got, let me talk about.
Are we going to talk about Insecure?
Yeah, let's talk about Insecure.
Okay, wait. This is a spoiler. Okay. This is a spoiler. If you haven't watched this episode of Insecure, just fast forward the episode. Apollo,
fuck that.
Apollo fucking spoiled it for me and didn't fucking tell me he put a spoiler on the page that we use for the episode. And I was really upset because I was about to watch the episode immediately after I looked at the page. Yeah. And I see this and I'm like, what the fuck, Apollo? Like,
It's all right. So let's talk about it. So we heard before going into season 3?
This is season 3.
Season 3. Issa Rae made some comments about having interviews saying that I think her exact words were, "We're going to take a break from Lawrence." Mm-hmm. I don't know if that. A lot of people may interpret that as like
somehow it got interpreted in the fact that he's never coming back.
Yeah, but obviously, a lot of people, when you say take a break from Lawrence, there's no other way to interpret it from like a season is like, we're going to take a break from Lawrence this season. It kind of sounds like he's not coming back this season. He might reappear the following season type of thing. Because she was like, how she broke it down was like, yeah, Lawrence is sometimes like your ex-boyfriend doesn't always stay in your life when you're moving forward. Like he leaves and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it was like, obviously, Lawrence is not coming back this season. So you see her fuck around with Daniel. His name's David?
Daniel.
You see him fucking with Daniel. And Daniel had a girlfriend.
No, he didn't have a girlfriend. Not when they were fucking around.
Oh, so he had a girlfriend like 2 episodes in.
Her name was Vanessa. And then remember, they fucked one morning, and then she kind of like kicked him out, and then he was kind of like thrown off by the whole thing. And then a couple days later, they never even hooked up. They made out.
Oh yeah, because he was eating the box though.
No, that was all a dream. You don't remember?
No, he was eating the box for real.
Oh wait, yeah. But then she brought him up, and she said, "I can't do this." Yeah.
So. All right, so let me get back to what I was saying. So Issa Rae said, "I'm Issa. So,
Issa. You called her Lisa.
My bad. Issa, she said that taking a break from Lawrence this season. So a lot of people going into season 3 just thought Lawrence was going to be a part of it. And so episode what, 3, 4?
The 5.
Is episode 5?
It's 4 or 5.
So
it's 4. It's 4.
Episode 4. Episode 4. After Issa had made a whole bunch of wrong decisions, fucking the light skinned dude in the Ferris wheel.
That's not a wrong decision.
Yeah, she was.
I want to have sex in a Ferris wheel.
See, I had a girlfriend that wanted me to have sex in.
I actually want to do that. That looked so fun.
Nah, that looks scary as fuck.
Nah, it looks like it could be exhilarating.
Yeah, I know. So she was fucking light skinned dude, inside the Ferris wheel.
Who she met because she's a Lyft driver.
Yeah, the party Lyft.
Yeah, he fought somebody.
He fought someone for.
And then they never saw each other again until her lunch break one day.
Yeah, and then he bought her some tacos, cold tacos.
Yeah, because she dropped hers when she saw him.
Yeah, and then they went to.
He's really hot too. Like, good for her.
Yeah, but come on. All right, so we see Lawrence coming back around the end of the season. Do you feel like what's your thoughts on this?
Okay, so at the very end of the episode, we see Issa run into. You suck at describing this.
I suck at. You know what? I shouldn't even describe it. I just say, yo, what's your thoughts on this episode?
No, so okay, so in the episode they go to Coachella and they're all fucked up off of Molly and shit. She runs into this guy. His name is Nathan or Nathaniel or something.
Well, this is before they were fucked up off of Molly.
No, this is during.
No, they get fucked up on Molly
together. Yeah. No, but she ran into him while she was in at Coachella is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then they all get fucked up off Molly, blah, blah, blah. They go to the Ferris wheel. They have sex on the Ferris wheel. Yeah. And then her friends get arrested because they were...
No, they didn't get arrested. They got kicked out.
They got kicked out of Coachella for, like, fighting because Kelly fought this one white girl who took her spot because she was high as fuck off the Molly. And then, whatever, they all got into this brawl. And then... at the end of the episode, Issa goes with Tiffany, because Tiffany's pregnant, to go get some water from the store. So they go to the convenience store, and
Tiffany be trying to fit in.
And then they find, then when she's in the store, she hears someone call her name, and it's Lawrence's best friend, that guy, I don't remember his name. And then he calls for Lawrence, and then Lawrence is like, oh, hey. And then she's like, oh, hey. And then the episode ends. In the preview for the next episode, we see them together at somebody's baby shower that Dro is also at, so I'm assuming it's all their mutual friends. And we see them somewhere else as well. What's
your thoughts on this episode, man? Yo, what's your thoughts on Issa as a character? Do you feel like...
Okay, so I think Issa is trying to get her life together and figure out what she really wants. She's kind of like... Is she 30 in the episode or is she?
I have no clue.
I feel like she's late 20s, and I feel like this is what happens to a lot of people in their late 20s. You think it's okay? This is.
I don't think anything.
No, you think.
I'm saying Issa surrounds herself with a lot of successful people. Remember the whole saying: you surround yourself with 10 famous people. No, 9 famous people. Who's gonna be the 10th? You. Issa around all people who have careers, and her bum ass. Can't find no type of job.
No. But this is what I'm saying. She had a job, but she didn't like it.
No, her job was trash.
But she didn't like it. But this is the thing, Apollo. You are the kind of person who does not tolerate any sort of failure.
What are you talking about? I don't tolerate failure. I don't tolerate mediocre.
Nah, you don't.
I don't tolerate mediocre.
You don't tolerate anything unless it's like top. Like, this is the thing. You got to understand, okay? Just because you made it more than halfway through your 20s somehow successfully doesn't mean that there's still time for people out there to be like, your 20s is supposed to be your years of fucking up and trying to figure out what the fuck you really want to do.
My God.
And
ain't no time for fucking up.
Nah, listen. This is really the time for you to, okay, for example, to go travel, to go fuck around and take a part-time job because you want to focus on something else right now. Let's say I take a part-time job because I really want to focus on this podcast right now. This is the time to do all of that stuff. And I feel like Issa is doing that, and she's realizing, this shit job that I have, I'm getting paid shit all for it. I really don't like it. I want to do something with music. I've always wanted to do something with music. So you know what?
She's not even talented at music.
Let me go chase my dreams and go do what I want to fucking do because I still have a little bit of time left. I don't think she's a fuck up as a character. I think she's doing what a lot of people in their 20s do, but everybody fronts like they don't do it. I think that's what's happening here. And I think, like she's making the right decisions. Like she's trying to move forward and level up. It might take her a little longer than the normal person, but I really like her as a character. A lot.
Cause I look at Issa and I'm like, yo, you making a whole bunch of wrong decisions, and it's not even wrong. It's like wrong decisions, but in her, the way she flips it is like, yeah, it's like she shat on Lawrence, and her herself is fucking up.
Yeah, but okay, but
so it's like
no, but mind you, she shot on Lawrence because Lawrence wasn't doing nothing and she was. But then Lawrence was just again not like a regular person. He took a little bit of time to come up, and he came up when they were separate.
Yeah, and because you know what, Issa was the weight that was holding them down.
Okay, and
what she is a parasite to her own life.
No, she's not.
She's a parasite to her own life, and she's a parasite to other people's lives.
No,
look at that. She was with Daniel. Daniel didn't do nothing with his life.
Daniel, what do you mean? Daniel's trying to do what he's trying to do. She was inspiring him in the couple episodes when they were at his house. She was sitting with him at the soundboard and they were making beats and shit. She was inspiring Daniel. She wasn't not making Daniel do shit.
Daniel only had a hard dick for Issa, man.
I don't.
Yeah, so it's like, fuck you. You were a parasite. He's probably doing a lot better now.
Nah.
Yeah.
And she even helped him that night at the club when they went in, and then her that producer guy, because Daniel wasn't originally going to get in because his friend couldn't get him in to meet that rapper, and she ran into her friend, and Daniel wasn't trying to be all buddy with that guy even though he knew him because he felt a type of way that guy was put on before him, and so she helped him out with that too. Fuck you talking about? Issa don't help nobody. She helped him out.
Come on, man. Come on.
No, you see, you got nothing to say because you know I'm right.
Man, hey, let's talk about Molly, man. Molly lit though.
Listen, I feel like out of all the characters, I definitely relate the most to Molly, 100%.
Molly, because she's successful?
No, I'm not that successful yet.
All right, then.
I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, because I look at Molly, I'm like, yo, damn, Molly is like someone who works hard.
Yeah.
Dedicates herself to working hard, and that's what she was able to come up at a great law firm, an all-black law firm, to say that. And
she came up in the white law firm and then transferred over to the
I think Molly's gonna get in her way though. Molly's the type.
She thinks she's gonna get in her own way.
You get in her own way, she's gonna fuck up shit. Cause look what she's taking on way too much shit just because she wants to be a star. And sometimes you just gotta play second fiddle and wait until you come up and see you get that opportunity. You can't just try to overwork yourself, spread yourself thin, and then put out shit work.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I can see that happening. She's gonna get in her own
way, and then Tiff. I feel like she's going to leave her boyfriend.
I know. I think Tiffany is going to stop being friends with them because in this episode, we see her in the car saying, I just feel like we're all different now because she's pregnant and she's married.
Obviously.
That's what I'm going to say. It's almost like when you're with your best friend and your best friend's in a relationship, you're not going to see your best friend anymore. And that's going to turn into, well, we're different now because you can't go out. Listen, if you're single and you want to go out and dance on whoever and hook up with whoever, but your best friend with a boyfriend's coming out, obviously they can't do that. Molly, that's going to make you different.
Tiffany had an edible.
Tiffany was trying so hard to stay away from it all, and then she's like, fuck, I'm trying to have as much fun as them.
I took a little bit of edible.
I do think I have this feeling that Tiffany's not going to be back next season or the rest of the season. Because I think, because she's pregnant. I think when you're with your friends and you guys are getting married at the same time and having kids at the same time, then you're going to be on the same path, the mom path, being a responsible adult path. Yep. But if all your friends are on this reckless, like in my late 20s, like still got time to fuck around and you're married and pregnant, and you're the only one out of all of them, it is going to be a little different. I feel like she's going to just turn into one of those friends that, they're always going to be friends with, but they're not going to hang out with anymore.
What are your predictions for the rest of the season?
I don't think Issa and Lawrence are going to get back together. I think Issa's going to want to get back with Lawrence, but Lawrence has moved on. And Lawrence knows that he's better off without her. And he's realized his worth.
I said, you know what? I'm going to even one-up you. My prediction is that they will not get back together. She's going to be sleeping with Lawrence and the light-skinned dude with the pretty eyes. She's going to be sleeping with both of them. Yeah. She's going to be sleeping with both of them. And one of them is going to help her put money in her pocket. One of them. That's what my thing is. Because she seems like that type of chick.
I don't think so. Light-skinned dude ain't doing shit either, though. He's just going, he's being a mobile barber.
Hold on.
He said that in the episode when
barbers make a lot of money. Don't front. No cap. Barbers make a lot of money, especially a mobile barber. No cap. He probably making some money.
You think so?
But you don't even clean himself
enough
up.
to live out in LA like that.
Yeah,
barbers or Burbank. He lives in Burbank.
Barbers make a lot of money. No cap.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my.
She's gonna be sleeping with both of them.
Oh my god. I don't think so.
Yeah. She's gonna be sleeping with both of them. She's gonna get either STD or a yeast infection. And then it's gonna be the light-skinned guy that gave her the STD or the yeast infection.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Lawrence is gonna come to her like, yo, what the fuck?
Nah, I think light skinned dude obviously really likes her, and then I think they're gonna try a thing, but she's still gonna be hung up on Lawrence, and Lawrence is gonna be like,
Man,
I
she
don't
gonna
want
sleep with
you,
Lawrence, and she gonna
and
give
that's it.
Lawrence an STD. You guys don't see it. Like, I see the writing. I see it
don't.
right in front of me.
I
Like,
don't see that.
she's gonna catch an STD or a yeast infection. Watch.
I guess we'll find out when the season's
It's gonna be
over.
chlamydia. It's gonna be chlamydia.
We're gonna
or
see when the
gonorrhea.
season's over.
Hey man, you go watch when I'm right. I have a feeling because if this is a path that Issa's writing about, the typical a woman of the 20s messing up. Women in the 20s, when they go through that whole phase and shit like that, trying to move on but still fuck with the ex, they gonna catch an STD, and this is what we're gonna watch. We're gonna see Issa catch an STD this season.
We'll see.
I mean, it's all big. That's big facts. All right, so to end off this podcast, what do you want to talk about?
Isn't that it?
Yeah. I mean, we still got the two. There's like the 2 Chainz one, Remy Ma calling Joe Budden a pussy.
You didn't tell me you fucking added this one.
When I added that yesterday. That was yesterday.
No, that wasn't there yesterday before I looked.
Oh my bad.
Okay, let's talk about the 2 Chainz one then, because that's the one I have all my stuff on. Like
yeah.
and
then there's the Dallas cop that shot a killer man.
Okay, so choose one.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna go with the Dallas cop because I feel like I spoke about that 2 Chainz one before.
Okay.
So the Dallas cop.
You break it down.
All right. So I'm gonna break it down.
Yeah.
All right. So the Dallas cop. So I remember seeing this on Friday.
Mhm.
News broke out that Dallas cop was shot and killed a man inside
his own home.
She thought this is a woman. She thought
Excuse
that.
You.
My bad. Oh,
you burped into the fucking
you think people
mic.
heard that?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. I apologize, people. So she was inside the wrong apartment. She shot and killed him. Why she was inside the apartment, we still have not got details of that yet. She said that she now is claiming that he didn't listen to verbal command. That's why she shot and killed him. And she's now charged with manslaughter. Where it's not manslaughter. It's not manslaughter. Manslaughter is mostly when you protect yourself. And when you're trying to protect yourself and you kill someone. This is second-degree murder?
I don't know how that stuff works.
Second-degree murder? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know how it works. Well, I think first is like premeditated and then second is like spontaneous.
Accident, spontaneous. That's a word. Not accident.
And then, accidental murder is manslaughter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think I'm right.
I think so too.
I think I'm right.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
She
Actually, no.
charged.
Second degree is when you're fighting someone, but you don't.
Okay, we clearly don't know anything about the justice system.
I have no clue.
But wait, you also forgot. So how she got into the apartment was she knocked and he opened the door.
No, was it the other? I thought it was the other way around.
No, she knocked because she thought she was trying to get in, and then he opened the door because she allegedly thought it was her apartment.
Yeah, how you not know it's your apartment?
Was she on drugs? So there's more to this. I don't think you saw all of it.
Nah, I probably didn't.
So she was trying to get into the apartment, and then he went and opened the door, and then she was like, "What the fuck? You're robbing my apartment!" Allegedly.
Yeah.
But it also came out that she apparently used to date this guy before.
Ah.
And his apartment was on a whole other floor than hers.
Yeah.
So she's on the wrong floor altogether.
Yeah.
Thinking that it's her. Allegedly thinking that it's her apartment. And and then she shot and killed him inside of his own home.
Oh, so this is a woman that was.
She's white and he's black, by the way. I feel like that also needs to be stated.
Yeah, and he's from the Caribbean.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
What was he? What kind of Caribbean?
I'm saying.
Okay, we don't know.
Bohemian.
We don't know. But that is what happened. I'm not buying it. She definitely knew where she was going.
This is a white woman scorned.
Yes.
When a white woman's angry, she's probably going to get off. You know what? No, I don't think she's going to. I don't think there's not enough evidence for her to get off and like innocent and some shit, because the evidence is it's so ridiculous. The story is just so ridiculous to the point where it's like, bitch, you going to jail for a long time. Just like, if I see her get off, then I lost faith. Well, this is not my justice system, but it would confirm that police protect each other a lot. The justice system protect police at all times. I think
that's already been confirmed.
Yeah, but this is going to prove it. Even with all the evidence just right in front of it, just seems so skewed and just so bullshit. Then it's like,
it's just it's sad. Like I don't know what else to say other than the fact that it's sad, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Like it's not. And I for some reason, no, even though the evidence is there, I do see it getting off.
You feel like
I
it?
feel like she's gonna get away with it 100%.
White woman. This is a white woman we're talking
Exactly, a white woman in the police force. She's gonna
Yeah.
get away with it 100%, which is very, very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's shit. It sucks.
Man.
Like, I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, man.
Like,
R.I.P.
imagine like you can't even chill in your own fucking home.
Yeah, at that point, imagine.
He probably opened the door thinking she wanted to like reconcile or something.
See, man, when your man got a dick hard, like, who's this? Who's at the door? Oh, she.
Yo.
All right, it's you, Shorty. All right, then what's up? So she had to be on drugs. You don't. The thing is, if you're sober, right? There's no way you fighting someone getting to the wrong apartment. I've gone to the wrong car. I've gone to a wrong car. Try to open my door. I try to open the door, didn't open. Look inside, go, oh, this is not even my shit, and I walk away. There's no point me staying there.
That's why I'm not buying the story that she didn't think it was her apartment. She thought it was her apartment. I'm not buying that. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, she was.
I think she knew damn well what she was doing. I think she knocked on the door to try and reconciliate, but because nobody else is there and this guy's dead, she can make up the story.
She was mad.
Yeah, she was mad, and so she shot him.
Dump this white pussy
Yeah.
for what? You tell me you gonna give up on this? No, we don't give up on nothing. We working shit out.
I really think that's what happened. There's nobody else to witness it, and he's dead, so she could make up this whole story that she thought it was her apartment.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. I really don't believe that at all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this guy's his family, because he's an international student. He was an international student.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, he was international. He graduated from one of the universities out there. And then now he was just working at like a firm or something.
Oh my god, that's so sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's really trying to make a way for himself in America. And then this is what happened. Someone just took his life because of mistaken apartment.
Allegedly.
Mistaken property or something.
That's some bullshit. It's not a mistaken property.
Yeah, so
she knew exactly what she was doing.
This is one of them things is that, I want to see, clearly on this podcast, I really want to track what's going on with this evidence, and I'm pretty sure we're going to find the results the following year because I don't think shit moves that fast.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Next year or whatever.
It's not going to move that fast because they're trying to fucking get her free and clear up the whole thing. So they're going to take their sweet time.
So I feel like I don't know if they gave her no bond or she's able to bond out. But I want to watch this story closely. I want to see what's going on. I want to see what all that other type of evidence that comes up, saying if they're really infatuated or in type of relationship for whatever long period it was, and if we find out why they broke up, type of thing. I'm just looking on it because this is some bullshit, to be honest with you.
Bitches be crazy.
Bitches be crazy. All right, so that is the end of our podcast, and I just want to say that I want you guys to listen to the last podcast. I want you to realize that Nina is putting her body out there for dating. And
oh my god, that's it.
What? What? Nina,
I thought you were gonna get sentimental.
No, I'm saying Nina's putting her body out there for dating. If you're listening to this, yes, Nina is available somewhat.
Alleged candidate.
Yeah.
We need somewhat.
It's alleged. You're so available? Yeah, she's available somewhat.
No, I'm fully available.
She's fully available.
No, somewhat.
Fully available. Fully available.
No, we're not saying right now. He's making it sound like I'm ready to go on a date right this. Nah, we're not like, I'm not like being like a fish thrown into the water. We're doing a Valentine's Day special in February, okay? Yes. So there's going to be like I guess sort of a contest, and you guys are going to be entered to go on a date with me.
Yeah.
There has to be qualifications, of course. I'm not just going on a date with anybody.
Yeah.
1, you got to be attractive to me. 2, you should have a job.
What does that have to do with anything?
No, like I want you to be. I don't want like look, if you're putting this on the podcast, and what if one of these homeless people out here hear this and then they're like, oh, let me enter the podcast.
Yeah, but they still don't rank if they're not attractive to you. You tell me if I don't get it.
Okay, no, listen, no, there has to be standards to this though. I'm not just going on a date with anybody and everybody.
It's just a one date.
No, because listen, then we said we're bringing them onto the podcast. I can't bring someone onto the podcast who's uneducated. How the fuck are they going to contribute to the conversation? They're not.
Yes.
So exactly.
Right,
so you gotta be somewhat educated into the topics that we talk about, and you have to have a formal opinion. You can't just be like, going with like whatever me or Apollo say. So yeah, this is gonna happen in February, and we're gonna choose a lucky winner, and we're gonna go on a date, and then you're gonna come on the next episode of the podcast and give your views and opinions on what we talk about, and we're also gonna talk about how the date went, and then ta-da.
Yeah. So would you have sex with him if it goes there? Say yes.
I'm not saying.
Say yes. Say yes. This is great content right now. I'm just saying, if it goes there, would you have sex with him?
Why?
I'm just saying, because if you have sex on the first date, then it brings a little bit spicy to the conversation. Because I'm saying, if Nina has sex on the first date, it's like, okay, cool, you guys are really
I'm not gonna
like
plan to have sex with the person. Like, if it just happens, it happens. I'm not planning like, I'm gonna have sex with you on the first date. Like, if it happens, it happens.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Because if it happens, I'm glad to speak about it here on the podcast, because I would really want to get into it. I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to know what's going on between your legs. But I want to know like the certain elements that happen to go like, you know what, this is something I'm really down for if it happens. Like, I'm glad. I just want to know that.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I'm good.
This just got really awkward.
Yeah, man. Not awkward for me. I'm just good. That's it. It happens. It happens. Because we got.
I'm not saying. Hey, this is a disclaimer. I'm not fucking you if you're going on this date. That's not part of the win.
No. Oh
it's
yeah.
Just the date.
Yeah.
It's just the date.
Yeah.
It's just the date.
It's like we're not. No. Nina is not for sale. Stop. You don't go on a date and then you win and you come on the podcast and you have sex. No. I'm just saying. I'm just asking Nina if it gets there. Like, if you guys are vibing on that level on the first day, like, you gonna let him smash type shit, or you gonna indulge in, like, what if he eats your box? Like, would you do that? Is that?
It's not something you plan.
I'm saying, but like, what if it goes down to this, like, yo, let me just eat your box one time.
Oh my god,
like,
this is like.
Well,
Listen, the people are you're saying this stuff. People are gonna think this is what they need to do to win.
No. Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if that's prefaced, like, he was like, you know what, we had a great time here at the keg.
We ain't going to the keg.
Whatever
he Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, well, yeah, Cheesecake Factory. Whatever he brings you. He's like, great time, great conversation. He looks great. He smells great. And then, he just prefaces like, yo, I had a great time. Like, let me just eat the box one time. Like, is that something? Is that something that's like?
It's not planned. It's not. So, like,
if
we're not gonna address it.
But if it happens though, like, is that something you'd be down for? Like, oral? Is that something you'd be down for?
We're not gonna address it.
All right,
because it's not planned.
I'm just saying, speak it into existence, so it probably happens.
What if? Nah, we're not. No, this shit isn't planned. This shit just happens.
All right then. All right. So that is our podcast. Nina is kind of stush. It's crazy. I thought.
Oh my god, I'm not stush. I'm just saying. First of all, we don't even know who the fuck I'm going on this date with.
But I'm just saying.
Well, you don't let anybody and everybody eat the box. It doesn't work like that.
I thought you do.
No, you don't.
Word?
No.
Oh, shit.
That's not. It's no. It doesn't work like that.
I got the game fucked up then.
You really do, man. You really do.
I thought the box was for the eating.
Not for everybody.
So the box is. I'm thinking. Like, I know some girls out there who wouldn't let everybody fuck, but like they'll let a lot of guys eat. And there's some girls who's like, yeah, I'll let you eat it, but I'm not letting you stick it in there. But like, I thought it was like, yo, that's what it was. What if like, would you go down on him type of shit?
This shit isn't fucking planned.
All right,
okay.
Then. So guys listening, I really tried to help you out here, and clearly it's not working out in my favor. So that's the conversation.
No, because the people are gonna think that this is how they're gonna win the date.
No.
You're not winning the date by doing any of the shit with me.
I'm just saying. No. I'm not telling them to expect sexual favors or advances or any type of sexual pleasure.
But there's gonna be some people who's gonna.
But there's guys thinking about that, but even before entering. So I'm just saying, there's guys even thinking about that, but even without even listening to the podcast when they see you, right? So I'm just saying, like, if things came to that type of situation, it's like there's been times where.
What if I'm on my period that day? Then I can't. So, see, that's what I'm saying. It goes with the flow. You have to, like, you can't just plan this shit.
You know, there's certain people who say a period don't stop nothing but a sentence.
No,
right?
that's disgusting.
You've never had sex?
I will never have. No.
You never?
I'd rather fucking die.
Oh shit. I've done it a few times.
Oh my god.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm not even saying. I'm saying that proud. Yeah. Fuck
I would literally rather die. I feel like I'm already like hit by a truck when I'm on my period. Why the fuck do I want to?
Well, you don't have sex on the first day or the second day or the third day. You try to have it on.
I feel like it all 5 days that I got hit by a truck.
Kind of. Oh, word. That's bad. You kind of want to have it on like the light days where it's like a lot better.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I mean, I've done it before. I'm not. Yeah.
I'd pass. See, and that's exactly why you have to go with the flow. Because who knows? A bitch could be on her period the day we go on the date.
I mean, there's girls out here talking about, yo, I won't even date you if you don't let me eat your ass. So I'm like, all right. Having sex on the period don't seem like that bad to me no more. Having sex on your period is not that bad to me. I'm down to it. People might go like, I'm disgusted.
Well, you guys, I'm not down, so
yeah,
don't try it.
Yeah. Well,
that was an interesting end.
Interesting end. Yes. Oh, I also got people who listen to the podcast who are like, you know what, you're very brave for speaking about you getting molested as a child.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So, I mean, thank you. I'm going to pat myself on the back.
A few people did message me and say that as well, too.
Yeah,
and I'm proud of you as well.
So thank you.
But you already knew that.
Thank you. You know what, I don't know what to say about that, but you know what, I'm living my best. Oh, no. I'm living my truth.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm living my truth. I'm going to tell you what's going on.
And you made it to where you are today. So.
Yeah. And I'm not messed up, I don't think.
Nope, you're not.
All right, so I don't know how to end this. We're at like an hour and 39 minutes.
Okay, so basically we want you guys to like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Subscribe to the podcast app. We are on Spotify. Rate us, comment, and things like that. Subscribe, because if you listen to podcasts on Spotify, we're on that. If you listen to podcasts on the Apple Podcast app, subscribe and rate and put some stars on there and comment your opinions on the podcast, please. Because we're really trying to get out there. We have some plans in the next 6 months that we want to accomplish. We have some plans in the next year that we want to accomplish. And we have some
really exciting stuff.
And we have some plans in the next 5 years that we want to accomplish. But we haven't thought that far. But there's plans.
Chill, I haven't even thought what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight.
Yeah, I'm having pizza, right?
Yeah, right. I'm buying Apollo pizza since I forgot his birthday.
I'm having pizza.
Okay.
So all right, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with the host with the most.
Okay, he tried it.
Oh, man. So this is the Educating the Reckless podcast with your host, Apollo P. and...
No Better Nina.
And we are out. See you next week.